Hey everyone, it's Michael GoosebumpsFan. I hope you're doing well today. Yes, today is the day. As you can tell from the title, I finally got it in the freaking mail. It finally came in after all these months, all of the videos I was doing for the longest time, and eventually gave up doing the update videos about the release dates on this particular book and who was involved and what it was going to be about and so on and so on. The Art of Goosebumps by Sarah Rodriguez. This is a Dynamite, I believe is what it was. Yes, Dynamite produced. Scholastic, I think, was a little bit involved in this too. This is a book about the art from Tim Jacobus and the other two artists who did cover art back in the day for these original 62 books. It does cover some other stuff like Series 2000. There's a lot of things it doesn't cover though, which surprised me. I'll get into that in a moment. There's some great stuff in here, but it's not just Sarah Rodriguez doing the writing for this, if you will. You also have Rachel Deering and Mark McNabb are involved with this as well. And Mark McNabb, I know that name from something. Maybe he's involved with some other Goosebumps thing or some other book or author or something that I know about. But I know that name from somewhere. Anyway, it's about a 200-page book. And I'll tell you right now, I'm pretty pissed because my copy, of course, came in damaged. Front cover and back cover. It's like somebody put it on the side of like a knife or something. Completely crushed it in, man. Look at this. You seeing this? Look at that. It's insane to me. Every time I buy something from Amazon, it comes in like that. I don't think you can get this from like Barnes & Noble as far as I know. But I'm glad I have a copy. I'm not meaning to rant, but at like a $25 book, are you kidding me? You couldn't protect it? It couldn't even be tough enough not to get crushed? Every time I buy something from Amazon. Amazon's useless. Anyway, it covers quite a bit of stuff in here. There's everything from trivia about R.L. Stine, the Goosebumps series, Tim Jacobus. R.L. Stine has an introduction to the book. There's somebody else who did an introduction of certain sorts. There's some great trivia about the authors. Well, I want to say author R.L. Stine, but again, Tim Jacobus is kind of in the main spotlight here. But it kind of equally shares both Stine and Jacobus having themselves in the light. It kind of goes back and forth about who matters so much because you couldn't have the Tim Jacobus covers without the direction of Stine and what he told him that the story was about in like a paragraph or so. I love Tim Jacobus' art. I think easily, hands down, most people would agree that he is the best Goosebumps artist, but there's some other good ones out there. Brandon Dorman does really well in these Slappy World covers. It's a fantastic read. I really recommend it. Now, there is two of the old books that R.L. Stine and Tim Jacobus put out back in the day. I think it's called, like, I think there was the R.L. Stine one's like My Life as an Author, or My Life as a Writer, something like that. It came from Ohio. But the one for Tim Jacobus was called It Came from New Jersey, My Life as an Artist, or something like that. And I haven't read either of those books, but many of you guys have. Many of you have told me how good those books are. I do plan on getting around to them at some point, God willing. Hopefully this year. I kind of want to make 2022 the year that I get around to reading those. But I also, on the other hand, kind of want to read those books as the last ever books that I ever talk about here on the channel. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm really, really excited about those two particular books. And I feel like a lot of the trivia will be in there as well. But this has some great trivia. A lot of stuff I've never heard of, honestly. Some stuff I've never heard people mention in my comment section. Of course, I have a lot of folks like Spongy out there who leave a lot of really good feedback and a lot of really good tips and, trivia and all kinds of stuff he leaves in my comments. My comments section, a lot of the time, because of people like Lou and Spongy, are pretty much trivia sections about some of these books. And that's cool. I really love that. I love that about my commenters. I love that about the community and how much you guys contribute to my channel by that, because a lot of people, after they watch my video or during it like I do on other channels when I'm watching stuff, I scroll through the comments, I read comments and stuff while I'm watching videos sometimes. And people will see those pieces of information you guys put out there. I think that's pretty cool. You guys should know that. Sarah Rodriguez, that poor girl, worked on this freaking book for ages. I think I've been updating you guys on video updates for like a year and a half, 2 years, something like that about this book. It's finally out, and it was worth every second, every penny, I think. As pissed as I am about the damaged copy, it's great. It's a great read. I highly recommend it. I do have some things I want to show you, though. I'll start off with what it covers. It covers Goosebumps, the original 62. It does show you every single cover. It breaks them down to 3 series, though, which I never understood that. Think of like an action figure line. Do you guys remember the figures that are made like the old Star Wars figures called reaction figures that you could buy at like Barnes & Noble? I think they're at Target still right now. You can get them at Toys R Us. They're called reaction. They're very basic, not very posable figures for all kinds of stuff. Everything from Back to the Future to Aliens, Michael Myers, Freddy, Jason, everything. Anything you can imagine has a freaking reaction figure, kind of like when pop figures got big. It's kind of like that, where you'll have like the first 5 come out, they'll call that Series 1. Then the next set of figures will come out from that reaction line, it'll be called Series 2. And it might just be variations on the different monsters and stuff that you could buy of those figures, you know? Apparently the Goosebumps Classic Original Series, the 62, are divided up into 3 series. I didn't know that. But apparently they are. I just consider the original 62 the classic era of Goosebumps, the original era. And there were some other books coming out around those times too, like the TV books, the GYG books. I just kind of consider those offshoots in their own eras and whatnot. Of course, an era would be a time period. I don't really define it as that when I'm referring to Goosebumps. So that should make more sense in case you guys get confused when I say era of particular Goosebumps series I'm talking about. It does cover Series 2000 as well. Like I said, it covers a lot of those covers as well. They look beautiful. And then after that, it just kind of stops, but it does, and I think a lot of you guys will love this if you haven't heard about that, it does talk about Goosebumps Gold. Goosebumps Gold is brought up here. The thing that is almost always ignored by everybody in the media and in the entertainment industry when it comes to Goosebumps and Scholastic and all that. Everyone likes to act like gold wasn't going to be a thing. They have all 3 of the original pictures in here for the cover arts that were designed, but they also have the borders in here for what those books were going to look like, which they never showed before. They have those. They have sketches of each picture of every cover they talk about in this book. Almost every cover. They have all the real sketches, different variations on the sketches that Tim Jacobus had drawn, that I guess he showed them and they printed it out and put it in the book. But those 3 Goosebumps Gold covers, which were a Haunted Mask book, a Slappy book, and a Welcome to Dead House book, I think they only showed Welcome to Dead House and Haunted Mask. I don't think they showed the Slappy one, but even so, they have sketches that they had done, that Tim Jacobus had done of those 2 Goosebumps Gold books, which was shocking to me. I didn't know there were any other variations. I don't think anybody else did until this book came out. So this alone, if you're a Goosebumps fan, if you're a big dedicated Goosebumps fan, this is a huge thing for you, dude. It's a huge collector's item. Please, please pick this up before it's gone, because this is going to be one of those things, I bet, that if it ever goes out of print because of rights issues with Scholastic or anybody, you will not be able to get your hands on this for a decent price. It will be hard to come by, I bet. I'm betting. I could be wrong, but I'm betting. This was a freaking classic. Seeing some of the different versions of all these different things. Let's cover a basic original concept that I want to show you in here that I thought was so cool. They cover a lot of the Tim Jacobus stuff. They don't show almost any GYG books at all. I love this opening picture, though. Look at how great this is, dude. I have glares in it, of course, because it's an art book, so it has very shiny pages, but look at this. Look at my boy Slappy down there in the bottom. That's great. Such a cool cover. Let's go to a cover that you guys would recognize. And I'll show you the format of pretty much every single one through this one set. Let's talk about Night of the Living Dummy. This is kind of the, I'm trying to get my head where I can see it. This is kind of the page layout here. Up here at the top, they always have the title, and they'll have like, it says regular series, book number 7, and then it has the release date, which this one, of course, came out in May of 1993. And then they have like the actual blurb from the back of the book that they had written up and put on here. I'm assuming it's the same one from the back of the book, I'm sure. And of course, they have a big blown up copy of the original picture here, which is great, because if you guys want to make posters, you can do that with this. However, over here, you see the sketches of the different original versions of Slappy that they were going to have for the main pictures. Look at how cool these are, dude. So sick. It's such a piece of history, man. It's such a great, great, great thing as a quality item for a collector. Of course, over on the side, they have a lot of just, and this is one part I don't like about the book up here on the top above the photo. There's some writing, as you can tell. And what I don't like about that is that essentially all it is every single picture of a poster from these book covers that you look at, they try to comment on it in a very artistic way, like a critic type of way. Essentially saying things like, yes, Tim Jacobus blended the blue and the greens together to bring out the hue of life. You know, it's stuff like that. It's very nonsensical. Didn't need to be in there. I just skipped those because every single one that I read the same way. There was maybe one or two that had a little tidbit of information that I found interesting. They're usually a paragraph long and just useless. Just filler stuff that didn't need to be in there. Then at the bottom of the page, you actually have a little bit of information. And I'll read this one to you real quick. Let's see. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Usually that tidbit of information about the critique of the art is up here on the top. This one, it's not. I guess they kind of move it around sometimes. This is actually a comparison to this book versus the original Friday the 13th, how people assume Jason is the killer of all the Friday the 13th films. The original, he's not. They're making that reference and parallel with this original Night of the Living Dummy book, and they're right. That's fine. Also, down here, you have things like Curly Says, which is trivia information. Pretty great. I really, really like that. They also have one of Slappy Says and Stein Says and stuff like that. But they give a little commentary on the photos. I think it's kind of useless. You do see a color mock-up on some of these pictures. I'll show you the next book. You do see a color mock-up around these sketches for these different book covers. Here's another great example of something cool that I didn't notice before and didn't know about. That is Tim Jacobus doing a photo shoot pose to make sure that when he goes to actually draw the picture of the book, of the cover, in this case, book number 8. What is this book called? The Girl Who Cried Monster. I haven't reviewed this one or read it yet, so I don't know about it really all that much. Haven't seen the episode either, so it's hard for me to remember this particular one's title. But yeah, he would pose in a photo shoot. I guess somebody else would do it. He would have nieces and nephews and stuff pose for things, and then he would take that photo shoot, that image of that person, and he would copy it over to what he wanted his art to look like, and it looked cool. I love seeing the comparisons amongst those. Again, if you're a Goosebumps fan, if you truly appreciate Goosebumps, this is for you. This is for fans. This is a clear-cut love letter to us. And thank God for Sarah Rodriguez and the other 2 folks that are involved with this. This is such a great piece of work to have in my collection. As a Goosebumps collector, I'm so thrilled to have this in my collection. I cannot wait to show more to you guys. Well, I already kind of did. I don't really have anything else I can show you, honestly. But there's some great stuff here. They cover the live on stage play. That was pretty cool. Yeah, they didn't show the the Slappy cover from Goosebumps Gold. I just now noticed that when I was looking at it. They skipped over that, which is weird to me. Yeah. It's really cool. I'm very thrilled with the book. It's all I can really tell you. I had so much fun with this. I love the commentary on some of the stuff. I love the trivia. The trivia was fun. I kind of expected all of this book to be just a big, like, R.L. Stine being like, hey, go read my books, or Scholastic going, hey, read Stein's books. Please buy all the Goosebumps books right now, please. There were no advertisements at all for Slappy World. There were none for Horrorland, even though it's an older series. There was none for Most Wanted, which is a relatively newer series. There was no advertisement for anything. No Slappy World advertisement, which really surprised me. They're still ongoing. I'm surprised that wasn't in this 200-page book somewhere. Sorry, a little dry today. It's hot up here, up in the attic. It just amazes me how much effort went into this book. As a writer myself, I didn't have to do all this forming what needed to go where, what color needed to go where on a page. I can only imagine the effort and the time that went through into this kind of book. It clearly is a love letter to the fans, and I love those guys for putting it together and putting it out there for all of us to buy. Thank you guys so much for all the time that it took for you guys to keep pushing this off and delaying it. It came out so worth the money, so worth the time and effort. The prints look great. Again, if you want to tear out pages of this and make posters all over your wall, you could literally have every 62 original series, plus the 24 or 25 of the Series 2000, all over your wall if you wanted to. You could do that. You'd waste a book, but you could do it for $25 a piece and some cheap tape from Dollar Tree. But it's pretty great. I'm very impressed with this. One thing I also like too, they even acknowledged the original last couple of books that were supposed to come out for Series 2000. They made a couple of pages about that. That was pretty neat. I have to tell you, I was very impressed with the stuff I saw in here. It has so much going for it. There's a lot of details too that I'll tell you right now. Maybe you didn't know this, maybe you did, I don't know. I don't always catch all the details on the covers of books. The Haunted School is a great example. Until about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I had not noticed the eyes inside of the locker, right? Going into this, there were other covers that I did not realize that there were some things that I had missed. The final couple of books of Series 2000, I didn't notice certain details about those covers. Those big printouts in this book made them very apparent to me, certain things I was missing. Oh, Lord, my eyes are watering now. Invasion of the Body Squeezers Part 1 and Part 2, those blown up photos of those look fantastic. They look fantastic. They look so great as covers. There was just so much love in this book. I just can't express to you how much I loved this book. I read the whole thing today. Was not expecting to get it today. Amazon said it was coming Tuesday, as in next Tuesday, not today. My wife has a box on my desk. I asked her what it is. She said the book came. I was like, what? What? So right now, being out with COVID, I read it and it was amazing. Absolutely loved it. Had a freaking blast today reading this. I don't regret spending the whole day reading this. I should have read some more stuff, but I got caught up playing the Herbs on DS. I'm obsessed again. It is so hot up here, dude. Whew. I am so sorry, guys. I swear to you, I haven't been coughing this much until right now. Good Lord. Anyway, The Art of Goosebumps by Sarah Rodriguez, and I want to get the other two people's names because their names aren't on the cover for whatever reason. Mark McNabb and Rachel Deering. Thank the three of you for all that you did. Thank you for every publisher involved with this. This is a great book for me as a collector. I'm so thankful. I think the community loves it too. I've heard so many great things about it. The Art of Goosebumps. If I had to rate it on a 5-star basis, I would hands down give this a 5 out of 5 stars. For what you're paying, you're getting a great deal here with so much great information, so much trivia, so many things to make you laugh. It was great. I think if you're a big Goosebumps fan, or you have a kid that's a fan, or a niece or a nephew or a grandkid, get him this book. You can only get it on Amazon as far as I can tell. You might be able to get it at Barnes & Noble, I don't know, but I'm so glad I bought this. I waited and waited and waited. As it got delayed so much, I started hearing people like my friend Steven Chavez down in the comments section bringing this up constantly, like, hey, it's finally coming out, or hey, it already came out, finally, are you going to get a copy? Oh, so hot. Whew, so hot. I'm so glad I bought this. Thank you guys for letting me know about it. Thank you for all the updates, Steven, down in the comment section. You've been updating me for like 2 years about this book's release dates and stuff. Sorry for all the update videos about this book, guys. I'm sorry that I gave up eventually on the updates, but I'm so glad that it's finally out and I can review it and give it a 5 out of 5 star rating like I did. It's a great book. I highly recommend this to you if you're a Goosebumps fan. If you're a collector, you need this. You absolutely need it for your collection. It's so much fun. I don't know how much of this information in this book is new, but I'm pretty knowledgeable about what's in the Goosebumps community. I didn't know a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know a lot of it. So, what are your thoughts on The Art of Goosebumps? What did you think about it? Did you love it? Do you think it's worth the money? Did you get a damaged copy the way I got a damaged copy? I would love to hear all that down in the comment section down below too. What did you think? Are you excited about it? Do you hope we get another one? I really hope we get another one with Brandon Dorman's art from the Horrorland and from Most Wanted and Slappy World and all those things. I doubt we'll get one, but it would be nice. Or if we could get an expanded edition of this or a 2.0 version or something at some point with all that included, that'd be great too. I know they put their heart and soul into this. If this is all we get, I'm cool with that too, but if you put out another one, I'll put another $25 down. I promise you, I will. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. God bless you guys. Goodbye.